Radio stations. They seem to be the bane of the Lostwave community. The vast majority of these songs were recorded off radio. Even Like the Wind, aka the most mysterious song on the internet. And this case file is no exception, though the circumstances surrounding it are confusing and confounding. So stay tuned for case file 1769363, Back to Bed.
Or am I wired a different way? I might as well go back to bed.
Originally posted by user Dakva on What's That Song in 2011, this song really started gaining traction within the Lostwave community at the beginning of 2023. We only had 2 pieces of information to go off of. The What's That Song upload was in 2011, so the song has to have aired in or before 2011, and one comment made by the uploader, which has now been removed for unknown reasons. That comment simply read, "Listened on Y-Rock, Philadelphia." And we started off already seeing how weird this search would get when user PatChar6 suggested Roger Daltrey, lead singer of The Who. Spoiler alert, it wasn't him. Then, user OnlyMans posted a list of 3 days worth of playlists they had gotten from a DJ at Why Not Radio. But wait, what's Why Not? Didn't Dakva say they heard this on Why Rock? Well, hang on for a second as I go on a bit of a tangent here, but an important one. I swear. See, Y Rock began as Y100 on Philadelphia radio station WPLY. But when that station changed format in 2005, Y100 was no more. Then, in mid-June 2010, WXPN would announce that Y Rock would be getting cancelled due to budget cuts, but would continue its run as Y Rock on XPN until June 2011. However, by then, several DJs at Y Rock saw the writing on the wall and got together. Remember, they knew their fate was already sealed and created an online radio station called Why Not. And there was a period of time when Why Not and Y Rock coexisted. And unfortunately, since Dakva's post was made in 2011, it's possible they could have meant Why Not or Y Rock. Plus, it didn't hurt to be contacting DJs at Why Not. Many of the DJs there were the same as ones on Y Rock, and much of the music was the same as well. Tangent over. While we started going through the playlist from Why Not, one user suggested reaching out to Josh Landau, who had spearheaded starting Why Not Radio, but said he didn't recognize the song. A former user of the Discord said that their dad had contacted Why Not and they were going to play the song again, and then they said Why Not will know the song. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Server admin DefyJoe thought the song was almost certainly on label Fueled by Ramen and started looking into bands on that label. Meanwhile, we tried to decide if the singer had some sort of accent. People on YouTube, Reddit, and Discord suggested it could be Dutch. User Poggatura found a band called Mechanical People, and while it seemed a bit silly, it didn't seem out of the question since that's one of the lyrics in the song. What did seem silly, though, was one What's That Song user suggesting the song might be Bon Iver. Brings back memories of that Roger Daltrey guess. We tried to look for the song anywhere we could think of looking. Discogs, Bandcamp, YouTube. We did find some obscure bands that had been on Y Rock, like Bamboo Shoots. And I joined the search at this point in time after helping solve The World Was So Easy. Stay tuned for a long video about that search in a few weeks. I found myself asking who we'd contacted at WXPN, and outside of Josh Landau, the answer was pretty much no one. I didn't know it yet, but I was about to go on an extreme level of contacting anyone I could think of to ask about this song. You'll be surprised, I think. And surprise! I'm going to interrupt and tell you to like and subscribe. If you are truly surprised, you are now obligated to like and subscribe. If you weren't surprised, you should still hit that subscribe button anyway, because it really helps me out. Alright, back to my contact madness. I start off with Dan Reed, the music director at WXPN from 2004 until present. Helen Liked, the assistant music director and host of Locals programming from 1998 until 2022. And Mike Vasilicos, DJ at WXPN from 2008 to today. Mike responded quickly, and he didn't recognize it, but he said he'd pass along a song to other people. Then Dan Reed, the music director at WXPN, got back to me. He said he didn't recognize it, and he had asked director of Y-Rock and Y100, Jim McGuinn, who was already aware of the search for Back to Bed, but also didn't know. Meanwhile, as an amusing anecdote, someone on YouTube said they had heard this on children's television programming by producer TVOKids. And yes, we contacted them. I contacted a DJ at another alternative rock station in Philly, Amber Miller of WRFF. She didn't recognize the song either. Then, finally, after a few months, we heard back from that band, Mechanical People. But it wasn't their song either. Another longtime WXPN DJ, Marilyn Russell, got back to me and said that she didn't recognize the song, and she was surprised that neither Dan Reed or Jim McGuinn could ID this song. And then my contact madness continued. Y-Rock DJ Andre Bennett, he was the one that interviewed that band I mentioned, Bamboo Shoots. He was flattered and super nice, but didn't recognize the song. Y-Rock DJ Fred Knittel said he didn't recognize it and suggested reaching out to Josh Landau, who had already been contacted and didn't recognize the song, and local programming director for Y-Rock, John Vettese, who I contacted. Y-Rock DJ Shamus McGroggan, who wins best name in this video, said it sounded vaguely familiar but couldn't ID it. Another little break here for a bit of amusement. Someone on YouTube non-ironically suggested the song could be by Michael Bublé. Yeah. Okay, now back to that person I was recommended, John Vettese. He was incredibly helpful. While he didn't recognize the song, he also sent it to Jake Rabbit, who was the DJ of Y-Rock's local show. I sent him a bit more about our hunt and thanked him for giving me 2 less people to contact. I also contacted 4 Discogs users who seemed to edit a lot of East Coast alternative rock albums, but none of them recognized the song either, including this response I felt I just had to share. I also contacted a Redditor who had talked about being a WXPN fan, and he was super helpful and surprised we hadn't found this song. So that brings my total number of people I've contacted and got replies from to 14. I started to speculate that maybe Dakva had the Philadelphia part right, but the Y-Rock part wrong, but that wasn't an answer we'd be able to get. We started asking bands we knew were on Y-Rock around the same time if they recognized this song too, and, well, that's where we are now. It really seems like Back to Bed just doesn't want to be found. But, well, hope springs eternal. If you have any questions about this search, or ideas we haven't had, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, I'm PersonOfDistraction, and I'm now listening to
By mechanical people, my mind is occupied with answers I can't seem to find. So I wonder, as I wonder, is this by some shape or design, or am I wired a different way? I might as well go back to